Hi, welcome back to Root Access, the show on Google Developers Live where we talk about startups. My name is Martin Omander, I work in developer relations, and I'm joined here by my coworker Don Dodge, longtime investor and startup advocate.
Thanks for having me.
Don, we've had lots of good viewer questions come in on as YouTube comments. One was from Wood Che, and he or she asks, how big does your idea have to be for it to be successful? Pretty deep question.
It is. Multiple layers to that answer. So how big does the idea have to be? Not that big. Here are some examples. Carbonite is a company that it basically backs up your laptop. And the first time I saw that idea, I thought, that's silly. You can do that many different ways. But it turns out it wasn't silly. It was a problem that a lot of people had, and they're now a public company. Dropbox is another example. Dropbox is a very simple idea. It's transfer big files over the internet. So it's not a complicated idea, it's a simple idea, but they are probably worth several $1 billion now. Twitter. Twitter's going to go public this week. But Twitter is a very simple idea. It's basically instant messaging broadcast to whoever wants to subscribe. So are those big ideas? No, not really, but they were amazingly successful. So I think the bigger question is it an idea that's scalable? Can it scale to millions and millions of users, or is it in a market where you can generate tens of millions of dollars of revenue? So that's really the way to look at that question. Not is the idea big enough, is it scalable enough? I think a few weeks ago we talked about the difference between lifestyle businesses and venture-backed businesses. And lifestyle businesses can be very lucrative and make you very wealthy, but they aren't venture capital kinds of high growth exit kinds of businesses. When venture capitalists invest, they're looking for an exit to get their money back. Lifestyle businesses are more cash flow, profitable businesses that may never sell. So those aren't the kinds of things that venture capital investors want to get involved in. That's more like banks or loans or that sort of thing. Still very lucrative and can make you very wealthy, but not something that a VC investor looks at.
So these lifestyle businesses, we're talking about what kind of, like, retail services, or what are we
Right,
talking
traditional like retail can be a very, very lucrative business.
Mm-hmm.
You can have one store and generate $10 million in revenue and be very, very profitable, or replicate that and do 4 or 5 stores and do 20, 30, 50 million in revenue and be very profitable. But those don't tend to get acquired or exit for tens of millions of dollars. So when you're thinking about starting those businesses, you look at different sources of financing.
Oh, right. Got it. Okay, great. Thank you. We had another question from Andald, who said, very useful. Thank you. Thank you, Andald. Just one question. What if a startup takes place in a third world country? I'm going through this and find it very difficult. Any advice?
Yes. There are several examples of companies that have started in third world countries that simply took ideas that have worked or been successful in the US and customized them a bit for their local market. So those aren't that complicated. It's just look at something that has worked in the US or another market and customize it for your local market and make it work, and you can be amazingly successful. Don't be too proud to be a copycat, because there are lots of opportunities there where the bigger companies just aren't watching. Another approach is solve problems that are unique to your market that may not be problems in the US market. So like SMS messaging, or money transfers, or like messaging, like WhatsApp, is just an instant messaging system that works across international boundaries. And so those are problems that we don't have in the US, but are very viable businesses outside. So either copy something that works in the US and make it work for your local market, or focus on a problem that is unique to your market and make that work.
I assume Andald is also in a less developed market having problems with raising capital. What are your thoughts on that when there's a less developed venture capital market?
Yeah, there's always a way to raise money. It's just the investor expectations are different. So in those countries, they very well may be investors who want to invest in cash flow businesses and lifestyle businesses. So they might invest $100,000 or $1 million and say, pay me back 10 cents on the dollar of your revenue until my investment is paid back, and then I'll just have a small percentage after that. So there are different ways to structure it, but there's always a way to raise money. It's just a different set of investors and different expectations.
And I guess it could even be an advantage to be in a third world country. Your costs might be lower.
Significantly lower, yeah.
All right, great. Thank you, Don. And remember, next time, blue shirts, okay? Yeah.
All right, very good.
Woodche, Andald, I hope those questions, those answers helped you. Please keep, everybody else, please keep the questions coming in the YouTube comments. So if you're a cloud developer and you want to run on the Google's infrastructure, then you can get a credit, so you can get started. The details are on the screen. It's a $2,000 credit to get you started. Go ahead and sign up. I use the Google Cloud platform all the time for writing my Google internal app for my team. That's it. See you next time.